welcome back to the Suburban Trap House. My name is Calvin, and I'm just here to say hi, guys. The video is about to start in a second, okay? We have some fun stuff happening in this video. We are talking about my New York trip. As you guys can see, there's a lot of stuff going on in the background that we've put up. But yeah, I really just want to say thank you to anybody who is watching right now, anybody who has tuned in from the beginning, from episode 1 to what are we on now? Episode 10 or actually 20. We do our episodes in halves. We do our full episodes in halves technically. So we're on either 10.5 or 21 right now, or we're on 20. So I just want to say thank you for everybody who has subscribed, everybody who's commented, anybody who has liked, anybody who has just viewed in general. Thank you. We have a dope ad coming for Dubby, who is our sponsor, as you guys can see in the as you guys can see right here. We have a nice sponsor from Dubby. We have another Dubby video coming up very soon, and we have an ad in this video after some conversation. So yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe and comment down below what you guys want to see, what you guys want to watch us do, and I mean, maybe even tell us a giveaway we can do. Tell us some stuff you guys want to see us talk about, and let's just have some conversation, And yeah, again, my name's Calvin. Subscribe to the Suburban Trap House, guys. I say in 2025, we hit. Let's hit 200 subscribers. Let's hit 200 subscribers, and let's pop out. Because we have so much stuff going. Whether or not you guys subscribe, we have so much stuff happening. Because this is a passion project from THG. So, yeah. Thank you guys again for watching. Enjoy this episode, and I will see you guys next time with the good old buddy Madden right next to me. Deuces.
Welcome back
To the Suburban Trap House.
I'm Madden, and this is Calvin.
And we've been gone for a while.
Yeah,
You guys you guys have seen us, but just from a week ago.
Yeah, it's been a minute for us.
And we did some stuff. Yeah.
For being fair, it's probably a decent amount over a week ago for y'all from.
No, it's about. Well, okay, actually, it's a few days ago. Because I did our scheduling right.
Okay.
I did our scheduling right. So, yeah, the last episode you guys saw, hopefully, if you guys are tapped in like that, the last episode you guys saw is from a few days ago. It was Daredevil. Almost said Daredevil. Daredevil. Episode 3, which we were tired for.
Yeah.
Today, on this episode, we're talking about comics.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that's about it.
Yeah, don't worry, we do have a lot to talk about.
We are talking about comics, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man announcement. Not from us, from Sony.
Okay. Spider-Man 3?
No.
Sad.
Spider-Man 4 did get announced, actually.
Wait.
Spider-Man 4 did get announced.
Spider-Man 4 got announced.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man 3 doesn't have a release date yet? Oh, no, the movie?
Yeah, well, okay.
The fourth movie or the fourth?
The fourth Tom Holland movie.
Okay. I thought you were talking about game.
No.
For a second. That's why I was like, wait.
No.
The fourth got announced, but the 3 hasn't even been released yet?
I don't think... Has Sony announced any of them? Just outside of the game
I'm pretty sure
awards?
I think they do at, like,
or what's it called? When does PS4 do the, like, big...
It's one of the gaming cons. I don't remember when. I'm gonna find out now.
Yeah, but Spider-Man Beyond Spider-Man.
Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, Beyond the Spider-Verse Part 2, June 7th, 2027.
God damn! Why so far?
2027. They have
Across
to.
The Spider-Verse.
It has to be because they're trying to either tap it into what's happening in the MCU right now,
yeah,
or they fucked up somewhere along the lines.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfectly possible that with the writer strike and all that, it got
it got screwed up somewhere.
and it was just lucky that that aspect of it was done in Across the Spider-Verse by the time all that kicked in. So that's a possibility. Also, I'd like to point out we said part 2, but it's not actually part 2. It's part 1 because
Beyond the Spider. No, it's part 2.
that would be the first Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Is it? I thought it was part 2.
You have Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, and Beyond the Spider-Verse. Beyond the Spider-Verse was supposed to be Across the Spider-Verse part 2, but then they changed the name to
Oh, okay, then yeah, it's Across the Spider-Verse part 2.
Yeah. Or Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Or Beyond the Spider-Verse. Yeah. Which has to mean they're tying it into something outside of animation. Because I think in either Secret Wars...
Or hear me out, they could be trying to tie it in with the Spider-Man game more.
They could be doing that. If they did that, I would be more okay with it.
I agree with that statement.
But I could be wrong about which movie it was, but they're trying to. There was talks about adding animation to, I want to say, Secret Wars. To that movie, which I mean, it would make it I think we talked about this actually, off camera. It would make sense if they did this with like passing through universes. So like, if they're going through different portals and they turn into an animated style one at one point in time, that would make sense. But if they just throw in animated characters, that'd be a little weird. So let's get into what I got to see and go do in New York, because we did that. I went to the home of Spider-Man. I went to the home of Daredevil. I went to the home of well, no, I didn't get to actually go there, now that I'm thinking about it. I saw Deadpool, though. That was kind of cool. So I'm crossing the street. It's a little stalkerish, but, you know, I was in my bag. Yep. Saw Spider-Man. Got a video of him striking a little pose. It was kind of dope. You know? Yep. And we got a lot of comics.
Yep. I'm really trying to figure this out, but it's not.
What are you trying to figure out again?
What con the Spider-Man games got released at? But it keeps saying that's at the PlayStation Showcase.
That's what it was, because that's what it is.
Yeah, but there's a con that showcase is at.
No, they just did it. They just stream it.
I could have sworn that there was like a bigger thing around it than just PlayStation.
Sony.
I mean, yeah. But
Spider-Man.
I don't remember.
Which I don't think Spider-Man's had any awards. Spider-Man 2 specifically.
Spider-Man 2 has not. Spider-Man. Well, I think that's because the first Spider-Man already had Game of the Year, and so they were like, we don't really want to give it to us.
But a lot of people wanted it to be Game of the Year. Spider-Man 2. A lot of people wanted Spider-Man 2 to be Game of the Year.
I mean, really, I think
and
it should have
didn't
been
get any awards.
I think it really should have been, honestly, because I've told you this. It is the first, like, it is the first game that you are just. It's the first action game that you are just playing a movie.
Yeah.
Because we had this discussion where, like, Detroit versus Human, or
Detroit versus Human.
I can't believe I said that.
Guys.
Cut that out. Anyway.
Detroit. Oh my gosh. Detroit Become Human.
Yeah. That game, you are just playing a movie, pretty much.
Yeah.
Or like the Telltale games. Is that what that's called? Or Telltale?
Telltale. Is that the?
That's like you have like Batman, and then like there's like a bunch of different Telltale games, but those are just essentially playing movies. Where it's essentially like a choose your own.
I mean, what's that one Spider-Man game we played all the time?
Cross Time.
Yeah.
Or
that's a movie.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
It doesn't play out like one, but it's
because Spider-Man 2
feels like one.
Spider-Man 2 plays like a mix of a Spider-Man movie and the Spider-Man PS4 game, because you have all the side content of
the Spider-Man games don't have cutscenes. I have fade to blacks, do they? The newer ones, Spider-man 2 and
I think
it's
2 and Miles Morales, I don't think do. The first one has a couple, but it's not very common.
Yeah, it's a lot of one takes.
Yeah.
One thing we love God of War for. Okay.
But, yeah.
First
Spider-Man
things
2.
First.
I'm gonna be getting that Friday, and then I'm currently bench playing.
I need to get Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
2. I saw it was on like discount.
Yeah, it's $40 right now.
Yeah. First things first. Got invited to a Gundam event.
Nice.
So I feel really bad because the only way I could get a poster back because I forgot one. I got 2 posters. Forgot one of them, and it was rolled up, looking all beautiful. And I had to fold the one that we're gonna put up because I didn't have enough space to roll this one up. So I'm very sorry. But we got a poster. Hold up. Drop the W. Trap House 25.
Yep.
Got a poster. It's
Nice.
kind of clean.
Yeah.
By kind of, I mean very clean. I don't know if I'm going to drop some. I think I'm going to make like a. You'll see it. And then it's got, the Gundam, like, I don't want to call them toys, but they're toys. Figurines. Right here. Boom. Because we're adults. We don't play with toys. They're figurines.
Yep.
Now lay that down like a corpse real quick. Oh, okay. First comic I need to show. I don't know. Is this getting picked up? I'll find out. First comic I need to show.
Arkham comic?
Huh? Is that what?
Not in the camera. It looks like a loading screen for one of the Arkham games, and particularly Arkham City. If you know, you know.
Okay. So we're starting this trend on the Trap House where we get dope ass Joker covers. Here's the first one we got. Comic-Con. First Comic-Con we went to.
While back.
Go watch that video.
If you didn't. And even if you did, go watch it again.
Here is the second one. I have Batman and the Joker, the Deadly Duo. Hold on.
Want me to?
Nah. Yeah, do it.
Oh, maybe. Hang on. There we go.
We started on Gundam and now we're in comics instantly.
Immediately. That's how that works.
Look at that. Gorgeous. The mailbox, the car, the Joker. Beautiful smile on his face. The bats. It just feels like we're going fast. Okay. Back to Gundam. Got to build a figurine. It was kind of dope. Took me like, I don't know how long. 12 minutes, 15 minutes maybe?
Not bad.
Okay, hold on. Wait.
You want me to again? Or you get it good that time?
I didn't get it. Guys, I'm bad at that stuff. I'm too far away from the camera.
No, yeah.
I'm too.
You're just too far away.
I would have to walk all the way around.
Hold up my hand. There we go.
Beautiful. It made me, after building this one, it made me want to buy some, but I had spent pretty much my entire budget on comics.
Damn.
And
I mean, it makes sense. He sent me a video of like 50 comics, I swear.
If you guys go on our Instagram, you'll see all of it pretty much on the stories. I didn't post it yet, but you'll see all of it.
By the time this video's up, it'll be posted. So
yeah. And then we got this dope bag. Pretty clean.
Yep.
Amazon Prime is putting out the show. It's not sponsored, but it could be. April 8th. Okay. I think that's it for the small stuff.
Okay.
Here's the big stuff. I'm going to start with the comics I read.
Okay.
Because, again, if you guys follow our Instagram, you'll see some of my ratings for the comics I read. Mother Panic. Okay. Mother Panic. Let me see if I can get far away enough so it's... Yeah, I'll hand them to you. There you go. Mother Panic is kind of cool. It's... Yep.
Backside. A lot of fun.
It's kind of cool. It's like...
The way of displaying this is confusing because it's upside down, but this is right side up.
Yeah. It's like, I don't have much to say about it, actually. I didn't enjoy it that much. There's not a lot of story going on, but there's... it's also not the first book.
I will say it looks kind of cleaner upside down.
It does. I flipped it upside down a few times. It's not the first book, so I don't have a lot of context for what's going on, but they do give you context for what's going on, and it's still not that great. The next one was the one I'm probably the most hyped for. Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. Literally,
this is thick.
it's all of them.
Oh dang! Okay.
For the first part,
yeah,
it's all of them. Dang. And then it goes into the next one, which is Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe again. And then I think the third one is Deadpool Kills
Marvel Universe again.
Yeah, or it's like third time's the charm. I think I forget. I didn't see the other two though, or else I would have bought them. And yeah, beautiful cover.
It is
gorgeous cover. If you go to the back, there's even more gorgeousness.
Yep.
And it has a warning label, so which is kind of, kind of cool.
Yeah,
kind of cool.
Yeah.
There is one comic I bought specifically because it had a warning label. That I didn't care what it was. I was talking about how comics don't really have warning labels, and then I saw a literal packaged warning label. It wasn't just on the comic. It was literally the comic was wrapped in a warning label.
Damn.
So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I found a like a mini series, Age of the Apocalypse. Let me see if I can grab the rest of them. Here we go. I'll just have them down right here. Here's that one.
Okay.
I only was able to find 4 of them. It's like some people just, which I mean, this makes sense. Some people just came in and grabbed the first one, and then dipped, or they they just grabbed the one they needed and left.
Yeah.
So I could only get I think 4 of them, which bummed me out a little bit, but we got a decent amount of comics to make up for it.
Oh yeah.
Armor Hunters. This is a random comic I found. I just thought the cover looked cool.
Fair enough.
So, Okay. Here's the last 2 I read. I did not read the 5 comics you got. The last 5 comics you just saw, I did not read. I've only read 4. Okay. Loki, The Liar. Beautiful comic. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it that much. It was pretty good.
Another one of the thick ones.
Yeah. It's another one of the full story. Yep. Beautiful. Here is the comic that was wrapped. Now don't get mad at me, guys, because I read comics, okay? But let me see if I can find the packaging. It's in the windows. Nope, it's right there. Right there. Put that up in the camera.
Okay. The warning label first.
Warning label. Boom. Okay, Daredevil. That book was crazy. And then I got a bunch of, I had to get a bunch of Deadpool stuff because I was wearing a Deadpool jersey on the day I was going comic hunting. So, Pooluminati. Yeah. Found a that one's gonna suck. I'm still iffy on if it's an original copy or not, because it looks too neat to be an original copy for how old it is.
Yeah.
But we're gonna call it an original copy. So I got an original copy of Firestorm versus Suicide Squad. As you guys know, we are Marvel schlong writers, so yeah.
You say as I'm putting up a DC one.
Yeah, but it's like, how many DC things do you see up right now? 2.
Currently?
Wait,
More.
no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We have a lot of both.
We're mixing them. We're mixing them, guys.
So I will say this one does not want to stand up.
Boom. Oxalotl to save the day.
Axolotl.
Daredevil Mayor Fisk, which I think is a part of Born Again.
Okay, so you think Born Again took inspiration from this comic?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Beautiful comic again. First comic I grabbed, actually. Wait, no, it's not. I took like 2 days to find Daredevil stuff. Never mind. We have 1 Strange. Now we have 2 Doctor Strange. Okay. Yeah.
It's quite strange.
Yeah, this also dope cover.
Yeah.
Dope cover. Think this might have something to do with Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, I can see it.
Or we're wrong completely.
And horribly wrong.
And we suck at our job.
Yeah, clearly.
Green Lantern Corps. Corpse.
Core.
I know it's core, but you know some people might be like corpse because of the P.
Everything always pronounces as core.
I know. Somebody made me suck up though. Because you add an E in there, it's corpse.
Yeah. Yeah. It takes the E, but
Wonder Woman. Another clean cover. Another clean cover. I don't know what the fuck this one is called, but it is artistic as fuck. It is crazy artistic. Does it say it on the back? Cause I didn't even like read the back. I was just staring at the front the whole time.
well, the only semblance of a name. I'm showing you the back first, but the only semblance of a name is down here at the bottom, Ablaze. I have no idea if that's company or comic, but
It's clean.
and this is the front.
Both the front and the back are clean,
Yeah.
but the front is just crazy.
Yeah.
So there you go. There you go. We got Marvel Champions, which Marvel just announced a new video game they're putting out.
Marvel Conquests of Champions. That's an old video game that's been out for a long time.
But Marvel just announced a new video game they're putting out. I think it's called Legends. And it's like a 8-bit fighting game.
Interesting.
Like I want to say Smash Bros, but it's not super along the lines of Smash Bros, but basically Smash Bros.
Was that Captain America game canceled or something? Or is that just taking forever to develop?
I think it's just taking forever to. I looked it up. It just says release date 2025. It doesn't have a month. It doesn't even have a month. It just says 2025.
It doesn't say a quarter either?
No.
Yeah, and I want to hold my breath on that dropping.
Yeah.
This year.
Extraordinary X-Men.
Well, okay. I guess if it doesn't get announced over the summer, it definitely isn't coming out this year.
Yeah. Another one that just had a really nice cover.
Yeah.
I mean, I think most of the ones that I grabbed that are Marvel or DC, I grabbed because they had a really nice cover, or it's because Green Lantern, one of the favorites. Joker, dope ass cover. And then we got some bookmarks. Yeah. Okay, got some bookmarks with Daredevil on them. I'll have to stand up for this one.
Okay, there we go. I'm back.
Gorgeous. What's crazy? You know what's crazy, guys? I'm the cameraman, and I don't even know how to use a camera. He's our model. Madden's the model of the show. And then, so again, if you guys have, I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot right now. But again, if you guys haven't, go follow us on Instagram. That's where most of this stuff gets posted before we talk about it. But also shout out to Midtown for letting me record inside. So I got some clips of the actual comic shop. There was
nice.
Double Decker. So that was kind of dope.
I'm gonna be going silent for a minute.
And then while he is doing that, since that's all I have to like show, there's one more thing, but it's to give and for you to show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is this like a close my eyes type thing, or?
I mean, you can if you want. That's up to you.
No,
It's only a few things. It's a
Okay.
few like small things. That's all.
What's first?
I will say I thought this was something else.
Okay.
I thought this was something else.
Okay.
So. But
Is it one item in this bag or
it's one. It's
okay,
one item,
okay.
yeah. But it is still one of your favorites.
Okay. Oh, bet.
Yeah.
It's
Let me see if you know, because this one I get confused. I get confused with this one.
I want to say the Batman, but it's
No.
not the Batman. His
No.
is skinnier. It's just a color design. And I know it's not Batman Beyond because Batman Beyond.
That's what I thought it was. So at first I thought it was Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
It's Red Hood.
It's red. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I saw how like bulky it was, I was like, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
And then it's got the extra spikes at the bottom, and
Yeah.
it's a deeper red, not as bright. But yeah.
There's something else in here.
Oh yeah. It's
Oh,
one
the
of those.
other.
Yeah.
The other one fell down behind the comics. so that was
Midtown
perfect.
Comics. Midtown
Is there anything
Comics.
else in here?
Is there?
Another one.
Oh. Dos.
Three, actually. The other ones fell behind the comics, like I said.
Oh. Is that it?
Yeah. that's it.
Okay. There's more in the bag than I thought. I think that's all. We have to watch Daredevil
Episode 5
episode 5 and 6.
and 6. I thought we only had 5.
Episode 5 and 6, and then episode
Oh, is it-
7 drops tonight.
Oh, so it's not.
They did a double feature.
They did a double feature and not even for finale.
No. 9 episodes.
9
so we have
episodes.
three more episodes left after.
This is one of the few 9
6.
episodes that Disney did.
Yeah. I kind of wish it was 10 because I have no idea what they're going to do, but
That was perfect. Perfect timing. I just wanted to throw it in front of the camera, and you put your hand up at the perfect time.
guys, in case you guys didn't know, we're magicians. We have telepathic mind reading.
Yep.
So we know what you guys are thinking right now. Just from looking into the camera, we can see into the future, and we know what you guys are thinking. Wait. Stop it.
That nope. it wasn't. It wasn't on it. Damn it.
I win.
What?
Are we adding this to?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're back.
Yep.
Same episode.
About 2.5, 3 hours later.
Yeah. We were talking
Actually
about
more.
Daredevil episode 4, 5, 6, and 7 because 4 came out when I was gone. 5 and 6 dropped at the same time, and
While you were
7
gone.
came out literally just a few hours ago.
Not
or
even.
not even
an hour ago.
Less than an hour ago. And now we're here to talk about it.
Yep.
Let's talk about episode 4 because we, as you guys have seen, it's not out yet, even though we probably could have put something out for it.
Yeah.
There's not much to say about episode 4.
Which is why we didn't do its own episode for it.
Yeah.
And then 5 and 6 came out while
Double
you were
feature.
gone. And
Not
then
only while I
7
was gone, but double feature.
Yeah.
So,
And then 7 came out today. So
yeah. So, let's get 4 out the way.
Mm-hmm.
Confusing of an episode,
Yeah.
you know? After seeing episode 7, I understand why they're doing this. But they have, like, the first 2 episodes are, like, punchlines. And then this is, like, a filler.
Yeah.
And that's how episode 4 felt. It was kind of confusing, but it got some stories and plots moving. And then we finished those main ideas in episode 6.
Yeah.
And then episode 5 is a banger of an episode.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about episode 4 before we get into episode 5?
Episode 4, I mean, I thought it was aight.
We had to watch the 4th episode like 3 times.
Yeah.
3, I think this is our 4th time watching it.
No, this was our 3rd.
This is our 3rd time watching it? Yeah, okay. So we watched it 3 times, and this current 3rd time, you still forgot the beginning of the episode.
Like the very, very 5 seconds of it.
Yeah.
The first 2 times I
So-
wasn't paying attention apparently or something.
So not the most memorable of episodes,
Yeah.
but I mean it is coming off of the fact that White Tiger just got shot in the head,
Yeah.
and now we're jumping over to, I want to say, the next couple of days later,
Yeah.
and we're figuring out that stuff. And we do, if I remember correctly, this is where the whole caramel corn situation comes in, and they mention scrolls and stuff, and like that stuff's cool, but it doesn't make a ton of sense in this episode.
Yeah.
The conversation about scrolls, the where they placed it kind of feels like a small cop out.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's literally just somebody like, could be a squirrel. It's like, no, that doesn't make any sense to this plot. This plot line doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Punisher and Daredevil scene in episode 4 is peak Marvel.
Yeah.
Peak Marvel. It's
Yeah.
up there. It's up there, Steve. Let's get into episode 5. The bank robbery. Spoilers. Spoilers, because by the time you guys see this, episode 8 will be out.
Yeah. You should have just watched it at this point.
At this
Like,
point, yeah. At this
you-
point,
you should
there's too
either
many
click-
episodes to be out.
No matter what, you should be clicking on the video expecting spoilers for this.
Yeah.
and
Anytime you
then-
guys see an episode review, there's spoilers.
Yeah. Just expect spoilers.
Expect it.
And if you don't want spoilers, Don't click on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or add it to your history, watch it, and then go back and watch it later.
Facts. Just hit the watch later, and you're vibing.
Yeah.
Episode 5 is the bank robbery on St. Patrick's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Very classic comic thing to do.
Yeah.
Especially 'cause they're Irish robbers.
Uh-huh.
Even more classic comic thing to do. And, Matt Murdock, Irish.
Mm-hmm.
Catholicism, Irish.
Mm-hmm.
Just how many things can we stack on that are Irish? It's not gold, but the ruby or the gem that they get could be classified as a gold gem. It's see-through, so it's not really gold, but
I'm pretty sure it's more orange.
yeah, it's like a yellow.
Yellow-orange.
Yeah, like a deep yellow. Matches the candy. That's like a very deep orange or yellow.
No, that would be orange. A candy's orange.
The wrapper is yellow, making the candy look yellow, and that's why it's disguised very well in the candy bowl. It's 'cause it's got like a deep yellow.
It wasn't disguised very well. He noticed after like 5 seconds of looking at the candy bowl.
Yeah, but he didn't notice off just sitting down on
Well,
first.
that's because it wasn't there initially.
What do you mean?
Matt Murdock doesn't put it in the candy bowl.
Yeah, but I'm
till
saying
after
after Matt
he
Murdock
grabs the
leaves, he
candy.
sits down and it still takes a second for him to he's got to fiddle through and get to it.
Well, no,
And
he
look for
sees it and then he's like, "Wait, is that it?" And fiddles through.
Okay, episode 5. Episode 5. I wouldn't say it's my favorite episode so far, but it's definitely top 2. Specifically 'cause of one thing, it's the sound design.
Yeah.
I had the most oh my gosh and oh my gods in episode 5.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens in episode 6 is, to me,
Yeah.
is 10 times better.
Yeah.
10 times better.
That's fair.
So, what do you think?
I agree with that.
That's all?
I don't really have much else to say on it. Yeah.
I feel like episode 5 could have been shorter, though.
Yeah, I feel like they fluffed it up a little bit.
To make it more... There's 2 things that I don't think needed to be in episode 5. A decent amount of scenes with Detective Kim. Those didn't feel that impactful or crazy or anything. And then the stalling with Kamala's dad, I'm forgetting his name. The stalling with Kamala's dad it kind of threw off what was happening in that moment where Matt's trying to get to him. It didn't feel like it was bringing tension to what was happening. It just it was just it felt more like they were trying to distract us from the fact that was happening.
Yeah.
Than distract the actual guy. It didn't feel like there was any impact in what was happening right then.
Yeah.
'Cause then when Matt gets them there, Matt's moving with urgency, but the other guy's not really. It's kind of, yeah. So that's episode 5. I mean, and then we get now the most brutal scene with Matt.
Yeah.
Where brutal and coolest, I would say. This is the coolest scene with Matt. Catches the gun upside down. Do you remember that?
Vaguely?
Okay. Catches the gun upside down, shotgun falls down.
Oh,
and
yeah,
catches it
yeah.
To make sure that nobody hears anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool scene. And then he breaks the dude's leg, which is even outside in broad daylight.
Yeah.
Even dope.
Yeah.
Even
even dope.
Even
Per.
dope, guys. Even dope. Episode. Wait. Okay. We're gonna do for episode 5 and 6. I think they are the best episodes to come out so far.
Yeah.
Better than if episode 1 wasn't as long and we had
better CGI.
And if we had better CGI and episode 1 wasn't as long, then it would still be the top. But
yeah,
I think it's getting bumped down to 3.
That's fair.
Okay. Episode 6. We're kind of blasting through this right now.
Yeah.
Episode
it's a good
6.
thing that's going at the end of the last.
Yeah.
segment.
I mean, there's not much to talk about episode 6 except for the fight at the end.
There isn't much to talk about. If I'm if you
we haven't gotten into the nitty gritty, and they haven't shown enough of who we want to see.
I
don't know. Do you want to see Muse's more? we were just talking about this. Do you want to see Muse more, or do you think the way they just did everything is bad?
Wait, hang on. That was counterintuitive. You mean, do I think the way they did everything was good, or do I want to see Muse more?
Yes,
Okay.
that is what I mean.
Okay.
It's just I think what they're doing so far is bad.
Yeah.
So far, what they're doing is bad.
I feel either way about it. Like with Muse, I'm like, he's a very interesting character.
Do you know anything about him yet?
Not really,
Okay.
but I mean, except for what we learned from the show.
Yeah.
But
I feel like that's the common thing right now.
I feel like Muse is a Gotham villain. That's how I feel about him.
Yeah, he's like the most
He's
Gotham villain out
yeah.
of everybody.
Yeah, like if you go and watch the Gotham TV show, and then just imagine Muse as like one of the Joker stand-ins in it, or who's the opera guy?
I don't know.
I don't think he
On the
actually
DC
appears
level.
in Gotham. He might, but I know he appears in the Arkham Knight game.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, he gives me Batman villain vibes. Long story short,
Because they're doing two things I think it's weird. Hector Ayala's niece could become White Tiger. It's being teased. Like I right now, this is like the most blue balls TV show ever.
Yeah,
Everything's being teased, but nothing's happening.
actually,
Not one thing is happening.
that's so true.
Everything's
Everything's being teased, but the second something starts to happen, something else
happens that takes our attention away from
or
it.
just stops it.
Or just
Like at the
completely
end,
ends everything.
at the end, I'm jumping ahead here, but at the end of episode 7, where we're like, oh shit, are they gonna do a major plot twist and like kill off Fisk or some shit?
No.
Nah.
Yeah.
He
So
has
let's talk
Buck
about this
just
fight.
sitting there in the darkness.
What do you feel about the fight with Fisk in his speech before it? Fisk and Adam in the jail.
I kind of like that fight primarily because I like the fight because I don't know, it gives me that like what I can't even quite put my finger on.
It was kind of like a
what
show off moment for him.
Yeah, but I can't think of what character it makes me think of, even though I'm thinking of a character from something else. Like I want to say it's from a video game, but
I'm not gonna lie, it felt very much like something that I wish we had in at least Infinity War or Endgame.
like
If Gamora fought Thanos, that's what that felt like.
yeah.
If at any point in time Gamora fought Thanos, or we got to see a flashback of when she tried to when she was a kid or something, and he just obliterated her.
Yeah.
Not like, I won't say not hurt her, but didn't kill her.
Yeah.
But got it to the point where the message got across. That's pretty much what this was.
Yeah.
And then best fight so far, because I will say best fight because it's cutting across with Matt fighting Muse.
Yeah.
Saving Hector Ayala's niece.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be dope. I also feel like that would have been a perfect moment for her to turn into White Tiger.
Yeah.
And when was it? I want to say 4. Episode 4, I really thought she was going to steal the necklace, the tiger necklace. She didn't. Episode 5, I thought they were going to show her getting it at some point. They didn't.
Yeah, like if they're trying to set her up to be the next White Tiger, they are missing a few opportunities.
Or they're just taking a really long time because they want her to become an old.
Yeah.
Like they want her to be older when she gets it.
I don't know.
And yeah, it's iffy.
Yeah.
And then one thing I have been hearing that people are getting a little annoyed about is that they're not showing off Muse's abilities because he is technically an Inhuman.
Okay.
But, you know, how the show went.
Yeah.
So he's technically an Inhuman, so he does have abilities, but they're not showing them. So in the fight at the end of episode 6, the way I'm viewing that fight is we hear... I'm forgetting her name. We hear Hector's niece. We hear her heart rate the entire time. But we never hear 2 heart rates because Matt can't pick up Muse's anything. Like Muse's abilities throws off Matt's senses.
Okay.
So that's how I'm taking that.
Uh-huh.
Is they're not showing his abilities, but they are showing his abilities at the same time.
Uh-huh.
Just using the same sensory type stuff that we've been seeing and hearing with Matt.
Yeah.
I really hope that's what's happening, because now we're jumping over to episode 7. They possibly do the biggest, not even cliffhanger or anything, just ball drop, blue ball thing you could ever do in a TV show, and you kill off the character that you've been building up for this long.
Yeah.
I think since episode 1, they've been building up Muse. He meets what's her face in episode 1.
Oh, yeah.
We see him in episode 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then he gets killed off in episode 7, and we still have 2 episodes left.
Yeah.
If that isn't the biggest high to this character, and we're never gonna use him again.
Seriously.
What are we doing?
Seriously.
Not a big fan of episode 7. They're the stuff that happens in episode 7 is good, but
yeah,
I don't like the way it ends.
I'm waiting for 8 and 9 because
this episode just didn't feel impactful at all.
Part of me,
it felt more disappointing.
Okay, oddly, part of me feels like the writers for Daredevil Born Again saw Agatha and wanted to do a similar format.
Yeah,
to
well,
Agatha.
I mean, it did have Daredevil Born Again did go through an entire writing change.
Yeah. But that's how it feels, because it feels like everything that they're setting up, they are either saving for the last 2 episodes to finish, or just aren't gonna get finished.
Do you think?
Which with Agatha, that was kind of a concern of mine. I brought up to you.
They did finish Agatha well, though.
Will they? Yeah. But my concern was, would they finish it well?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And my concern again with this is, will they finish it?
It is
well?
getting sketchy.
Because just like Agatha, it's getting down to the last 2 episodes, and we still have 0 fucking answers for almost anything.
Because we could have had a perfect.
we've gotten 1 or 2 answers in all of the 6 episodes, and we have 100 questions.
We could have gotten a perfect answer from episode 6 at the end of episode 8. You guys could have given us the answer to whatever was happening with Muse at the end of episode 8.
You mean 7?
No.
8 isn't out yet.
8, I know, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Leave it for another movie.
Okay.
Or
Gotcha.
no, leave it for another episode. Because we've literally only been with Muse for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And then you give us our biggest impact with him being a double feature.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's gone.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen with him? I don't know. I there's not much to care about.
Yeah.
He hasn't actually been a villain. He's just been a serial killer. Just a full-on serial killer that's stupid crazy.
Yeah, I also feel like, okay, next episode will completely determine how I feel about the end of this episode. Personally.
So right now you have no opinion, just flat out from seeing it?
Yeah, I'm if I were to give it a rating of 0 to 10, it would be a 5.
Okay.
Because I'm I'm at the point where if they do the next episode right, this episode will be phenomenal, top 3, top 4 episodes in the series. But if they do the next episode wrong, this is going to be probably the worst episode in the entire series. So it comes down solely to what this next episode is.
Yeah. When I watched episode 5 and 6, they were the top 2.
Yeah.
Episode 5 being number 2, episode 6 being number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now seeing episode 7, it changes up everything to me.
Yeah.
It pretty much switches everything. Muse isn't that important of a character anymore. Mayor Fisk, the whole thing they're doing between Vanessa and Fisk, it makes sense, but at the same time, still there's no tension.
Yeah,
it's just awkward.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like by the episode they released today, they should have had, or episode 7, they should have had Vanessa start to get inklings about what's his face?
Daredevil?
No. Why the fuck? Why did of anyone you could have said, why Vanessa getting inklings about Daredevil?
I don't know.
No, I'm talking about her affair.
Oh, Adam?
Yeah, Adam.
I think she already knows.
Well, okay. But I feel like they...
I think that's what she means by when my husband may do extreme things, but he would never harm me. I think that's what she's talking about. Is that she knows that Adam is endangered. At least in some way. She knows Adam is endangered. And that's why she said it like that. I could be wrong, but I also think it's setting up the fact that she's going to try to kill him, which we just saw.
Yeah. But I still feel like that they should have shown more of her finding out about Adam and Fisk finding out that she might be trying to betray him. Not even that
That's
she
another thing.
I feel but that she might try to.
Yeah, I feel like they're showing it, but at the same time they're not putting it out on the table.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just showing it in like eye features.
Like, okay, I'm gonna say this: if they don't do the next episode properly, they should have just completely removed Muse and replaced it with that storyline right there. What I just said. Because Muse is just taking up screen time at that point. There's no point.
And not even good screen time.
Yeah.
The screen time we got of him is great.
Yeah.
We just haven't got enough to make it good.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Marvel, what are we doing?
I do like Muse.
He's a great character.
I either want to see more from him, or if he is actually dead, they need to abuse Fisk taking credit for that death.
If you want to
like abuse that. Because that is how that... That's the only way that this episode will be good, is if Fisk ends up taking his death and twisting it into, this is why we need no vigilantes, and then everybody turning on Daredevil.
The next 2 episodes have to be an hour long each.
Yeah.
They have to give so much context as to what's going on. There's so much that has to happen. And I feel like, if you guys know anything about Muse.
Did they do a secret 10th episode?
They have to do something. He has to come back.
Yeah.
The way they killed him, like, I have nothing to say about it because there was no impact. I have no thoughts on it. He died.
No,
Like,
I agree with that. Like,
give us more time to get something from him.
And it's sad because
all we know is that he paints with blood.
Yeah, but that mindset is a mindset that I haven't seen in something else. Of a artist taking their victim's paint and putting it into their art.
It's crazy.
That's a mindset I haven't seen from any other villain. Anytime that I can think of, at least.
The best monologue so far in the entire show is his. Yeah. In episode 7, he now has the best monologue in the entire show.
I will agree with that.
I'm not going to put it over Daredevil or Matt Murdock and Punisher. But I do think it is the best dialogue and overall monologue in the entire show.
Yeah.
Just because of what it's doing and the way, like, I love his suit. I love his suit. I'm gonna be dead serious. His suit's dope. Clean. The fact it's made out of now that they're clarifying it's made out of canvas and that it's got the blood and all that on it, like, it's clean. Yeah. And then like the fight is good. The end of the last fight for episode 7 is great. I do really
like that fight.
We get to see Daredevil use Scorpion move and get over here and pull him back. You know, we get to see that.
I'm also 1-1 for the MK 2021.
Yeah.
At the end when it's Scorpion versus Sub-Zero.
Like, it's a bloody fight.
Yeah.
Daredevil gets to knock out the dude we've been wanting him to for the entire fucking show. For the first time, and he does it, I think, on accident. He kind of says, like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And, like, scurries off.
Yeah.
But episode 7...
Because a guy draws a gun on him, and he just... Oh, shit. Whoops.
Yeah, realizes it was a cop and then freaks out. But episode 7 is missing some stuff and fell off in a lot of different places.
Yeah. And episode 8 will completely determine if this show is up there with WandaVision and Agatha, or if it's down there with...
I think it's... this show's getting the Naruto effect right now. so it has so
Yeah.
many filler episodes that have not a lot to do with the story that still have story in them
Yeah.
that it's kind of fallen off.
Yeah.
Not a lot of episodes. It's just a lot of filler episodes in those short amount of episodes.
Yeah, which isn't good when you only have 9 episodes.
Yeah. 'Cause what? There's no filler on Agatha.
No.
There's no filler on Wanda. Is there?
Okay, I guess you could argue a little bit for both in...
Like, the first 3 episodes are filler.
Well,
but that's like
I wouldn't even argue that for either. I would argue for Wanda, her past, I could see people claiming as a filler, and then pretty much the same thing for Billy. The first half of episode 4, when it shows how
I guess so.
Billy got into the other kid,
Yeah.
that would be...
but even then,
considered
like that, at least that's
but
more
that's only like
context
half
to
an episode,
that's
right?
context to a character.
Yeah,
And at least
in
we're
both
seeing
scenes.
you were seeing something completely new. We're not just seeing
Yeah.
same people.
No, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's not
the
like
only
same
thing we
people,
have
different perspective
new
or
from
something.
episode 7 now is that we know Muse's name.
Doesn't matter because he's dead.
Denning
so
is dead now. So,
yeah,
like,
we've gained. They negated the one thing we gained.
They
Or
said,
they
"Yo, we'll tell you his
seemingly
name.
negate the one
We'll-
thing we gained.
We'll tell you his name, and then we're gonna kill him off.
Yeah.
We're gonna kill him off.
So either they bring him back, or Fisk abuses the fact that he's claiming that his men killed them.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna.
It's got to be
spiral
something,
up
which
from
they
there.
already kind of like pointed out. You know, they lifted his
yeah,
mask
yeah.
up and everything at the
Yeah.
end of it.
But I feel like it has to go on a spiral from there. For if episode 8 doesn't have a giant spiral of just everything going downhill,
Yeah.
and Fisk just getting like massively in control or something,
Yeah.
then I have very, very low hopes and expectations for 9.
So let's rate the show. Since there's only 2 episodes left, let's rate the show. And then after episode 9, we will rate the show for the last time on our final thoughts.
This might end up being the biggest jump from towards the end to the end for me.
Right now, I'm going to give the show a 7.
Damn, that's higher than I was thinking you were going to go.
It's not average.
Yeah.
And the parts that are average aren't bad enough to make
Uh-huh.
it below average.
Yeah, for me, it's just like...
They definitely fall off, though. So I can't give them a 0.5. I can't give them
Yeah.
any extra credit.
Now, for me, solely because I'm like... that. This isn't necessarily to do with the show, but just how much I'm on the fence of what I want to actually give it in terms of like what's to come up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the 5 and just go right down the middle.
That's crazy.
Like I don't think it's actually a 5.
I know,
wanna
yeah. I know
clarify
your
that.
5s are more average, like base average.
Yeah.
It's not like a low 5.
Like it's not low. It's pretty up there, like a 5 or a 6. But I'm gonna say a 5 because
yeah.
It's a make or break on this final episode. Either it's
These
gonna stay
final
at a
episodes
5.
have to do something good.
Really, in my opinion, it only comes down to this next episode. Either this next episode is gonna do it perfectly and it will raise it up to a 8, 9 for me.
Yeah.
Or it's gonna fail and it's gonna stay at a 5 for the rest of the series.
Episode 8 could
and
be...
there isn't really a middle there.
Episode 8 could really be the finale, and then episode 9 is just conclusion. Or
Yeah.
they're setting up episode 8 and 9 to be hopefully another double feature if they do it the right way.
Or it could even be 8 is a massive setup for 9, which
Yeah.
is just a huge like
Which
explosion finale
if that's what's happening, then definitely don't kill off Muse in episode 7.
No, yeah.
Like if episode 8 is a build up, it'll just knock down episode 7 a little bit more.
Yeah.
If they
well,
do it
okay.
in the way that I think they're going to do it.
See, I feel like if they do it right, it will build up episode 7 because it will be a...
This nigga has to come back to life.
Well, no,
That's the only way I think it's going to build back episode 7.
If
if he's not actually dead.
In my opinion, it would if they have Fisk abuse this,
Yeah.
and he just essentially like grows to a untouchable level. Pretty.
Do you
much.
think they're ending off the season in a cliffhanger because season 2 is already announced and filming? So do you think they could just be like, fuck it, we're gonna end this in a cliffhanger, bada bing, bada boom, season 2, here you go? They could do that. They could
They
pull an
could.
Invincible
They could.
and leave us off with a decent cliffhanger, but not a decent show. Even though, Invincible did give us a decent show. But
Yeah. Sadly, I think they're gonna do that.
I really hope they don't. I really
I
hope
hope they
this is a
don't.
good, solid conclusion
Yeah.
that can
For
lead
this
into
season one.
for the season one that the events of this
Like,
can lead into
okay,
the next season.
I'm fine with them ending it on a cliffhanger, but they need to wrap up
So
99.99999% of everything they're doing, and then just have that one storyline for season 2. Whatever it is, they need to pick one of the 50,000 they have going on currently. Take one of those and focus on that one and wrap everything else up in the next episode.
It could be what happens in that Mayor Fisk comic, because that is specifically taking place after the anti-vigilante task force is made.
Okay.
So this comic book could spoil all of season 2, but it also could spoil what's about to happen in these next 2 episodes. Because there's no way Daredevil's fighting the task force in these next 2 episodes.
I would just like to say, that I just realized that Born Again is just a worse Arrow.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like almost to a 1-to-1.
Yeah.
And these next 2 episodes will determine if it's on par or worse.
Pretty much, yeah. I do need to know one thing. At the beginning of the episode, Matt is washing off the blood in the shower from the fight, and I forget her name, but his girl walks in and takes a shower with him, but doesn't say anything about the blood.
Yeah, doesn't call it out, and I'm never sure if she knows what his past is.
She doesn't. She thinks it's working at
But
NNP.
I'm like, if you think that's the case and you walk in and you see him showering and blood dripping off of him.
He's got scars all over his back.
Yeah,
man's
like,
blind.
I don't know.
You're telling me that all the scars on his back are from him falling or bumping into something?
Right.
No, this is like a deeper Superman thing. Because Superman, there's no scars on his body. How are you going to know that's Superman?
Yeah.
Right? You'd be like, oh, Superman probably has scars on his body at some point in time.
Right.
Nope. Not this nigga. Nope. Not him. Daredevil has scars all over his body.
Well, okay.
And then, in fact, she points out a bruise that's like the size of his entire torso.
Yeah, but if we're being fair, so does Oliver. And he gets away with it for just as long.
True.
If not longer.
True.
And pretty much everybody knows about the scarring. However, he does have a excuse for having the scars.
True.
So...
Yeah,
Daredevil
Oliver's excuse...
Daredevil doesn't actually have an excuse.
His excuse is, I'm blind. I'm blind, I was trying to do something
I'm blind.
while I was blind.
And Oliver's excuse is way more logical of, I was trapped on an island for 5 fucking years. I'm not going to tell you what the fuck happened to me.
Not even that. I was trapped on an island. That's all you need to know at that point.
Yeah.
What are the scars from? I was trapped on an island. Oh. I mean, if you want to go into that, you can, but like that's enough I need to know, but yeah. So far, Daredevil Born Again has now become an average show.
Yeah.
Even going back and watching the scenes that we really like, it's still kind of average now.
Yeah.
And that's kind of crazy to think about. The way the downfall can happen.
It really, really is just coming down to these last 2 episodes.
It has to. It has to. They've peaked, and they have hit their peak so far.
Yeah.
And with this current new episode they have put out, they have dropped the bar. Dramatically dropped the bar. Especially because the way they killed him off was not in a peak way.
No.
There was no... I wanted Daredevil to kill this dude so bad, and I thought he did. I'm just going to say it. I wanted Matt to kill Muse so bad. If you were going to kill him off, let Daredevil do it.
Yeah, I agree.
We have seen him actively say, and in seeing the distress on Matt's face when he found out that this serial killer has killed 60 people while Daredevil has been away.
Yeah.
60 people.
Yeah.
At least is what they said. At least 60 people is how many people are on them walls in the murals right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me that this man got 5 bullets to the chest because of his victim? Props to you, but really? It's the first time we've seen Daredevil stab somebody.
Yeah.
Impale somebody. And you're telling me the victim killed him?
Yeah.
What? And then we're going to say that Fisk did it? What? Well, not
That
Fisk.
last
The
part-
task force?
That last part I'm fine with, actually.
I'm fine with that if Daredevil did it.
In general, I'm fine with it, but I will say it would be better if Daredevil did it.
If Daredevil did it, it would be so much more impactful.
But I will say I think it could set up a really good storyline for these last 2 episodes.
These last 2 episodes need to be arguments.
They need to be arguments and solely surrounding Matt Murdock,
Yeah.
maybe even being outed as Daredevil, honestly.
I'd
I
love
feel like
that.
I feel like that could be a great plot twist for the final
That needs
episode.
to be either the cliffhanger.
No, yeah, that
Or
that
they-
like
like
they need
something
to
has
they
to
need to pull a
happen.
no Way Home.
So,
and
yeah, something has
leave
to
it
happen.
off on a this is Daredevil. Matt
Yeah.
Murdock is Daredevil.
Yeah,
Type
bring
type
Matt
situation.
Murdock to trial
And then
and call
you
him.
have
Plot the mask.
him taking credit for what quite frankly the kidnappee did.
Yeah.
And so that could create a really good tension between her, who I think it's Matt's girlfriend,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget her
So,
name, guys. I'm sorry.
I do too. But yeah, that would create a really good tension and a way of like maybe Matt breaking the news to her before everyone else finds out.
yeah.
At least in New York, like at bare minimum.
At bare minimum, bring him into court and
Yeah.
have him sit on trial, and then
No,
have
no,
one
no.
of the detectives call him out.
They need to do the same exact thing that he did for Victor Ayala.
Yeah, bring out the
essentially.
mask. Take
No.
out the mask.
Well, yeah, but like also just like he's on stand and just randomly be like,
Yeah.
"Are you Daredevil?"
Yeah. That's how they need
Yeah.
to do it. That's the only way I see them ending off cliffhanger wise, unless they bring Muse back as a cliffhanger.
Or it is Fisk on TV
calling
and-
out.
calling him out.
Yeah. That would be definitely how they do it for Fisk.
Yeah.
If it's Fisk, he's going to sit on a TV screen and say, Matthew
Or
Murdock.
It is going to be a major big brain plan by Fisk
Yeah.
to make Murdock really angry at him and break in, and he's going to have security footage and like camera set up everywhere. He's just going to record it letting Matt Murdock beat him up. So
I would be
that
kind
way,
of crazy.
and then he'll turn it around on him, take off his mask in front of cameras,
Yeah,
and
that would be crazy.
and then he would end up going to jail for
Yeah.
assault too.
I feel like the way they're doing things with Muse right now, they're about to say like
said,
Vanessa set up Muse
Yeah, I can
or
see
something like that. Like she set up where he was going and who he was going to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our review on episode 7. Go follow the Instagram.
Use code
TrapHouse
25
to get 10% off.
Dubby.
Dubby.com. Get you some energy drink stuff. Get you some powders. They just came out with an energy milk. So we gotta try that. And I don't know. Enjoy the rest of your day, evening.
Whatever
and
time we upload this morning.